Daniel was intelligent, disciplined, and full of integrity. Even as a captive in a foreign kingdom, he distinguished himself. He studied the language, understood the culture, and worked with wisdom far beyond his years. Soon, he was appointed to serve in the royal court. Kings came and went, kingdoms rose and fell. But Daniel remained, a steady, trusted advisor known for his honesty, faithfulness, and devotion to God. By the time King Darius came to power, Daniel had become one of the top administrators in the entire kingdom. In fact, Darius valued Daniel so highly that he planned to put him in charge of the whole empire. But where honor rises, jealousy often follows. The other officials hated Daniel's success. They searched for flaws, corruption, dishonesty, anything they could use to destroy him. But Daniel was different. His life was pure. His conduct was clean. His loyalty was unquestionable. Finally, they realized something important. The only way to trap Daniel was to use his faith against him. Daniel prayed to God 3 times every day, facing Jerusalem, bowing with humility and devotion. This was not a ritual, it was his lifeline. The officials formed a plan. They approached King Darius with flattery. "O king, live forever. Issue a decree that for the next 30 days, no one may pray to any god or man except you. Anyone who disobeys will be thrown into the lion's den." Darius, unaware of their deception, signed the law. And according to the laws of the Medes and Persians, the king couldn't undo it. The trap was set. When Daniel heard about the new law, he didn't panic. He didn't hide. He didn't change his routine. He simply went home, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed just as he always did. Daniel knew the cost. He knew the danger. But he also knew his God. The officials waited outside Daniel's window like hunters watching their prey. When they saw him praying, they ran to the king. "Daniel, the man you favor, has disobeyed your law." Darius was devastated. He loved Daniel. He spent the entire day trying to find a loophole, a way to save him. But the law could not be changed. By evening, Darius had no choice. Daniel was brought before the king. Darius looked into the eyes of the man he admired, a man who had only ever served him with integrity. His voice trembled when he said, "May your God whom you serve continually rescue you." Daniel was lowered into a deep pit filled with powerful, hungry lions. Their roars echoed as the stone was rolled over the entrance. The king sealed it with his royal stamp. And with anguish in his heart, he returned to his palace. That night, Darius could not sleep. He refused entertainment. He refused food. His thoughts stayed on Daniel, his faithful advisor, his trusted friend. But while the king stayed awake in fear, Daniel spent the night in peace. Inside the den, surrounded by predators with sharp teeth and powerful jaws, Daniel did not tremble. He stood with confidence. Because he was not alone. In the darkness, a radiant presence appeared. The angel stood between Daniel and the lions. The great beasts lowered themselves to the ground, their mouths sealed, their bodies calm. The danger was real, but God's protection was greater. Daniel rested through the night, untouched, unharmed, and unafraid. At first light, King Darius rushed to the lion's den. His footsteps were frantic, his voice cracked with desperation. He called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Silence. Then a voice echoed from inside the den. "My king, God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not harmed me, because I was found innocent before him, and I have done no wrong against you." Darius cried out in relief. Daniel was lifted out immediately. Not a scratch was found on him. Faith had triumphed. Integrity had triumphed. God had triumphed. But the story doesn't end there. King Darius ordered that the very officials who plotted against Daniel be thrown into the lions' den along with their families. The same lions that had been calm all night suddenly overpowered the conspirators before they even reached the bottom. The message was clear. God protects his faithful ones, and justice will always prevail. Deeply moved, King Darius issued a decree to the entire empire. To all nations and peoples, I decree that everyone must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in heaven and on earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. Daniel continued to prosper in the reign of Darius and the kings that followed. No kingdom, no threat, no jealousy, and no lions could stop the purpose God had for his life.